Ian Mckendry. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'll try and squeeze into 5 minutes. What will potentially take about 5 hours into the subject, but yeah, I'm a part of the Selwyn District Council for the past 20 years, and I've worked in sport business and commerce around the globe for 30 years. I started my career at Lancaster Park in '89, the days where we used to host multiple professional and amateur sporting events, concerts and community events. Post Lancaster Park, I've worked for PGG Wrightson. I head up a business unit that was supplier of intellectual property and consulted to sports stadiums across the world. I'm currently the GM of Grounds and Facilities for New Zealand Cricket, so I had quite a bit to do with Hagley Oval. I'm not here to give you a view on the impact of the model and the benefit of the stadium, but as a ratepayer of Selwyn, I believe I represent the silent majority and of a multi-purpose stadium being built in Christchurch. I'll aim to identify the opportunities to establishing a truly regional community and cultural multi-purpose stadium for all of Canterbury, the wider New Zealand can be proud of, and a stadium like Lancaster Park that in time will be steeped in history and gain global recognition. So in terms of the stadium functions, what I want to first of all hit on is that obviously the roof is imperative, and in modern day and age it's around a hybrid turf system, and it can be used for 20 plus hours per week, 52 weeks of the year. As part of every professional sport, be it the core sports that we would have, be it rugby, league and football, the stadium should also accommodate junior teams and the local community clubs. I estimate that 1,000 children per year, 52 weeks of the year, can utilise the stadium in terms of during pro sports games. In fact, in terms of the stadium, multiple sports events could be played on the stadiums on any given day. So Hagley Park is used for the community to go down there and have community children's sports events. I believe and estimate up to 6,000 children will get access to play sport on the stadium per year, plus parents and caregivers obviously coming and enjoying the city. In terms of cultural and community events, so my point here, this is not about pro sport. I think you look at the Forsyth bar models and models all around the state and around the world I've seen, the list is unlimited in terms of some of the events you can have. So cars, motorbike rallies, a ski week in terms of you could build a snow slope in there, music festivals, brass band competitions, marching festivals, garden horticultural clubs, university graduation. That's what they do at Etihad Stadium every year in Melbourne, which I've been a part of that stadium and helping them develop their systems. Rock climbing walls, e-games is huge now. We're talking about being able to kids coming in and filling a stadium and actually playing sports games on computers in stadiums. The Sport Canterbury Have a Go days, kids triathlons and the Christchurch Marathon. What about national dogs trials and national young farmers competitions, national and regional kapa haka events, X Games and BMX Nationals, Coro Games, the Base for School events, Touch Nationals, men's masters sporting events, equestrian and show jumping, craft and hobby shows, and even religious events. The stadium design should include provisions for commercially tenanted offices, fitness centres and cafes, and that's a growing trend that we're seeing around the world, that it's not disconnected but it's connected to the wider community, and we've got a great opportunity obviously in the heart of the city to achieve that. The stadium operations should engage the schools, the community organisations for fundraising opportunities by assisting in event delivery, and the stadium's a real opportunity to embrace the community, build a connected operating model so this stadium will not be a white elephant, it won't be a white elephant, but embrace the regular daily activity for the wider Canterbury community as one. And as part of the Selwyn District Council, a ratepayer there, I believe that it's the onus is on us and WIMAC and the wider Canterbury region to help be a part of this and support the funding models that you might design. So I've got a graph here in terms of the multi-purpose stadium, the breakdown of group users as a percentage per year. Pro sport I've got at 25%, concert 6%, community sport is 38%, and community events is 31%. So as you can see, you know, it's a community focused, and I think that we've got to start talking about that because too much emphasis is put on professional sports, and that's not what it's about these days. In terms of economic impact, I know I haven't got a lot of time, but in terms of pro sport and concert, we're talking about 625,000 people per year would go through the gates. if I was using a conservative figure of $100 spent on average each event per person, we're talking a return of $62 million to the local economy. And there are estimates and some homework that I've done based on the Forsyth Bar model. So thanks for your time today. I know you probably had a lot of feedback on this, but I thought it important that knowing a lot about the subject that I come in and give my 5 cents worth. Thanks.
Greatly appreciated, and I've asked staff to put the actual, what you've said today on the hub, so that it's there for everyone to see. It's I'm sticking to time with everyone because it's just to keep things rolling. But thank you very much for your submission. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you guys. And Yanni, I might be able to play football there.
Not many people know the secret talent of Yanni Johansson on the football field.